Welcome once again, my favorite movers. Last week we talked all about how complex movement patterns and how incorporating them into our mobility work and into our strength work can have amazing benefits that we could never get through isolation work or through classic stretching or mobility work. So check this out if you haven't seen it yet, because today we will take it even further by adding a couple of movement patterns that are going to be very much strength dominant but still require a lot of mobility, and there is nothing that is more effective for this kind of training than animal movement patterns. So if you are ready, we're going to check out the most strength dominant ones that you can use to build insane amounts of mobility, flexibility and strength. If you're ready, we'll get right into it. Now we will start with one of the more beginner friendly movement patterns, and that is going to be the gorilla or upright monkey walk. As you can see, we are using our upper and lower body simultaneously while staying very low to the ground with our legs. This is gonna require a lot of strength in our quads as well as in our spinal erectors to keep our upper body upright. Now, with every single one of these movement patterns, we're not gonna be only working forward, but also backward to build this mind-muscle connection that we're gonna get from all the complexity of the movement patterns that we do. So forward and backward, and you can notice it's an asymmetrical movement pattern, meaning I'm walking left with right side and right with left side. Now, if you've been here before, then you probably know that there are not only multiple different ape-like movement patterns, but that all of them are very effective in building a lot of strength in our entire body. So we're gonna work on the sideways monkey, and we're gonna move upper body first, lower body follow, and there is a tiny hop included in the movement. We're going to move left side, right side, and we have small changes in the angle of our knees. So we have some external rotation and then some internal rotation, and the same thing goes for our hip joints as well. Keep your arms extended, and we're basically using our shoulders and our arm strength to push our body up into this tiny hop and switch directions. And since most of you are already very much strong in your upper and lower body, we can use this to take it a step further, what I call the long monkey, because instead of keeping our legs bent, this time we're gonna switch, extend fully, and then move to the other side, meaning we have a nice little stretch in the inside of our thighs, we have a lot of required knee and hip mobility, and we have a lot of adductor strength we are building by switching from one side to the other. Now, you can see the more explosive we work, the harder it's gonna get, but also if you wanna make it really hard, you can move in slow motion. So we can combine explosiveness with slow motion movements to include some of those fast and slow twitch musculature in our training to get the most benefit from the shortest amount of time. Now, next up is one of the most, if not the most exhausting exercise, in my opinion, when it comes to animal movement patterns, and that is gonna be the classic lizard walk. First of all, we are working asymmetrical, once again, meaning left with right side and right with left side. We also want to have a lot of spinal rotation, and we want to stay very much close to the ground. So we're moving our spine, switching directions with our head, turning our lower body to one side, to the other side, and we're staying very close to the ground. And once again, now that we're not moving sideways but forward, we can also move backward and using the same exact pattern, which is going to take a lot of strength and a lot of mobility to be able to do. So forward and backward and forward. And the more rotation you have in your lower body and the closer you stay to the ground, the harder it's gonna be to do this exercise. Last but definitely not least, we're gonna add some fun, because what is a training if we are not having fun? For this one, we're gonna do the tiny hop or the bunny hop. Basically, small jumps with your lower body, bring both hands symmetrically forward. This is our first symmetric movement. If you have been paying attention, forward and backward, of course. Now, this is very beginner friendly, and you probably have done that in elementary school or kindergarten or whatever. Now, we want to add some more explosiveness so we can add some real strength to this exercise. So we're gonna upgrade from the bunny to the frog by doing very long movements and by overtaking our hands with our feet. What does that mean? Jump and overtake. Jump and overtake. And of course, we can do the same thing backwards. The hands behind the feet and jump, repeat. You're gonna notice you're building insane strength in your quads once again, and of course, you can increase the jump as much as you want, as well as increasing the speed as much as you want. As long as you're careful and don't hurt yourself, you can add whatever elements you enjoy most in this workout. So there you have it, 5 strength dominant animal movement patterns that are much more complex than the usual exercises, especially strength exercises, but also mobility and flexibility exercises that you see in the gym, because we're using basically every single joint in conjunction with every single muscle throughout every single exercise. And if you've seen anything on this channel, by now you know that the more complex our movement patterns are, the more mind-muscle connection that we build, the better motor function we're gonna have the older we get, and the more control we will have over our body, be it in any kind of sport. If you're doing cardio, if you're doing strength or powerlifting, it doesn't really matter. The more control you have over your body, the more you're gonna benefit in all other practices. With that said, sadly, that is all the time I have left for you today, but I will see you guys tomorrow because we have new videos every single day on this channel. If you like the video and subscribe. Captain Cairo, peace out.